David Beem. Is it December?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. Merry Christmas.
You too.
I think this show will probably play maybe towards the end of December through January. So for those of you out there viewing in TV land, thanks for tuning in to WrestleTalk with David Beem. I am David's guest, Arlen Robinson. I'm the community facilitator here at Capital Community Television. And the main man, the host with the most, the Ayatollah of rock and roll is David Beem. David Beem, how have you been, man?
I've been working on some wrestling, wrestling people. Give me the Northwest.
Nice. So, we talked earlier before the show, and you had said that you'd talked to, was it like the wrestling commissioner? Is this
yes,
for
the
real?
the wrestling commission wants to work with me.
You went right to the top.
The top one.
The head cheese, as
the
it were.
one that does all the wrestling in the Northwest and the boxing commission.
The wrestling and boxing commissioner for the entire state of Oregon.
Yes.
Was he at this last show?
Yes, he did, and he said he wants me to work with him.
Is this that same fellow that has the beard?
Yep.
And glasses?
Yep.
And a really nice guy.
Yes.
Really nice.
He's a box commissioner.
Do you remember his name? I don't ever remember.
I got it at home.
Okay, cool. Because congrats on that, man.
I am going to work with him full time.
Nice. Now,
all this wrestling, Northwest.
Nice, man. Speaking of which, I'm sorry I didn't make it to the last show. I was
Yes.
helping my mom remodel a bedroom.
Yes.
We've got family coming to visit, and now there's pergo floors and orange paint on the walls, and the trim and all that's painted. We're just waiting for the blinds, people. But I was doing a little remodel all weekend, and I thought I'd get away, and I couldn't, and I felt really bad because I know I've been telling you I was going to go
Yes.
forever.
That's
and I
fine
missed it.
with me, but I had a good time with all the wrestlers.
Did you?
Yes, and bringing the new kids in for wrestling.
Did they have some new people?
Yep, no, I got them booked.
Wow.
For the young kids who want to do it now.
Very cool, man. Tell me about the last show.
The same people got the same belts,
So
Northwest.
So Gangrel
Well, he
is
got the
still
same belt.
champion. He's the
Still,
big.
and the other guy, his partners, got the same belt again.
Oh wow, wow. Were they tag team champions?
Yep.
Okay, they're the
They're
tag
Northwest.
team of the Pacific
Northwest.
They're the West Coast Wrestling Connection
Right.
tag team champions.
Yes, and every one of them come over and talk to me, and they want to be on my show.
I hope so. I mean,
I'm working on it.
I'd like
and
to get the guys in. If not, you and me still have a fun wrestling talk show. I mean,
the
we're
mayor
talking-
Kaiser still wants to do it.
Is this the new mayor or the old mayor?
The new one.
Okay,
The
wow.
new mayor wants to be on my show.
Who's the new mayor of Kaiser?
He said, I don't know. He said
Wow.
he wants to. He saw me after the wrestling, and he said he wants to be on my show.
Bring them in, man. We'll have Kaiser mayors on.
And the governor wants to be on my show.
The governor. The governor
of the state of Oregon. He already told me today.
If you
he
can
likes
get-
my show.
If you can get him to come down here and do a show, do you know how big that would be, Salem? The governor of Oregon here, Kits Hopper here.
He said he likes my show, and he said he likes my program, what I'm doing.
Please make that happen. David
I'm
Beem.
working on it.
If it happens,
I'm getting a bill on the legislature for professional wrestling to come to the Northwest.
there's going to be a professional wrestling bill.
On
I would
the
love
floor.
that.
I'm working on that.
Now, this is something I kind of do when we start hanging out, because we go back in wrestling a long
Yes.
ways, right? Now, was wrestling a big influence in your childhood?
Yes, I was a little kid who watched it.
So you watched it from when you were a kid, right?
And then I went to Grand Theater, and I met all the big stars who was in the Grand Theater.
So did they used to come to the Grand Theater here in Salem and
Yeah,
do shows?
used to the first ones.
How frequently did they come by here?
Most all the matches every
Was
Thursday
it-
night.
So it was
we
like,
had it.
It was weekly back in the day. Okay, because I grew up in Oregon City, so we used to go to the Portland shows, and it was the same thing. That was where KPTV 12 filmed, and that's how I got into TV. Actually, folks, was KPTV 12 and Portland Wrestling and Tom Peterson.
And Don Cost wants to be on there.
Now Don Cost would be great, but that's kind of how I got into wrestling. And so, did your parents like wrestling?
Yep, my dad did.
They watched
he
it
went
quite a bit?
with me. My brother went with me. Oh yeah, they like it.
How about your grandparents? Were they into it at
Well,
all?
my grandpa was.
Grandpa liked it?
My grandma didn't like it.
I guess I was watching a documentary about wrestling, and its first heyday was in the 1950s.
Yes.
And then it kind of died in the 60s a little bit because Westerns became so popular. So everybody was doing Westerns instead. And then, of course, my childhood was late 70s, early 80s. And in the early 80s, Hulkamania happened. And then that was it, right? Like for me.
I got Andrew, the one that got the belt. And
You said that you had met Andre the Giant.
Yes, I did.
Man. So how big is he? Was he
He's
really
really
like
big.
7'4",
Yeah.
7'5" or something?
I got some
He was big.
WWF people calling me on my phone.
Wow. I hope some of it's the attractive women that work there, because all the women that work for WWE are attractive.
I got women
David.
wrestlers here coming back.
I hope so.
I got them last month. I did.
Were they on the show
Yes.
last month?
Yeah, I got a book.
It's not as big as it used to be, huh? It used to be every time
right
you
now
saw
I'm working
a
at a
show-
deal with our promoter. Is we do it national, all the belts on the line.
Yeah. So when you were a kid, what were the kind of wrestling shows you would watch? Like, who were the big wrestlers when you were young? So I was more of an 80s kid, so for me it was Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage,
Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia.
Ric Flair, Nature Boy Ric Flair
He
was
used to
big.
go with
and-
me at the Rose Festival.
Wow. He ended up being huge, like everybody. He was kind of the, when Hulk Hogan was in his prime and really popular, he was that next biggest guy, right?
But there was all my fans that saw me at the wrestling matches and said they really liked my show.
I hope they're getting a kick out of it. It's a good wrestling show, dude.
Yes,
right?
it
It's a
is.
good time, man.
I get the bus drivers like it.
It's wild because I really go back to my childhood when we start talking about wrestling, because I don't watch it so much anymore on television, but the stuff I've seen recently that the WWE does feels more like the 80s stuff, where in the 90s things were getting they were getting more violent. There was two companies competing and then a third, so they were trying to one-up themselves all the time. But that old school wrestling from the 80s, that felt like it went all the way back to the 50s and older, where it was a very basic good guy versus bad guy story. It kind of seems like they've gotten back to that again. Guys like John Cena and those guys, they're kind of going old school. They're doing it the way it used to be. I mean, they got new gimmicks and all that, but it's more family friendly, right?
Right.
Like you can actually take your kids to a show. And as far as the local shows go, with Jeff, the WCWC, those shows have always been family friendly, as far as I know. He's always
really
done
nice.
it. Once in a blue moon.
Somebody caused some little bit of problems.
Yeah, you'll get a bad guy that might get a little bit out of line once in a blue moon, but it's nothing too bad. So people watching might not know that, but that's kind of like a tradition.
But
thing
I got more fans coming now.
I hope so. The thing to remember with a show is most of the fans are just viewers on TV.
Yeah, watching
so if
it.
they come in, it'd be fun, but a lot of them, their interaction is just, well, I saw your show on TV, David. And it's like, cool. Just always tell them, thanks for watching, man. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching the show.
And I got people calling in the studio here.
Yeah.
They don't like it, so I'm doing something good for it.
When you got a little bit older, you actually had told me this, and this surprised me, but you were like a roadie. You used to set up.
I rode with every one of them.
Well, you used to set up and
tear down
the whole thing.
You went back east and everything.
And this was for Sandy Barr, for Portland Wrestling, right?
Yes, I did.
How did you get into that? Like, how did that happen?
I went to wrestling when I was 16. I said, Sandy, I went to Sandy Barr and said, can I get a job working with him? And he said, sure. And I got hired, and I went on the road all the time. And
wow.
I met every wrestler.
It was that easy. You met Sandy. You told him you wanted to get involved, and he was like, "Come on along. Let's
do it."
Wow.
Now Jeff Manning, he saw my show and he really likes it. I had him on.
Yeah.
And he really likes it. I got all the wrestlers like it. So
he's a real character. We love having Jeff on.
He put me in the front seat.
Oh, did he give you front row? I feel bad because he was going to give me good seats too, and I really wanted to go, but
I can get them.
Well, I gotta make good on the next show. I keep telling him I'm gonna go, and I keep having stuff going on.
I don't have to pay to get in.
That's awesome. I mean, well,
I get in.
He takes care of you, right?
Yeah.
As the promoter of the WCWC, David gets free tickets because he's kind of local famous. That's one of the benefits of being local famous.
Yes,
right?
I am. I'm pretty local, and I'm pretty famous.
Well, and you've ran for a lot of public office things.
Now I'm on county commissioners things. I'm on a
you're
county
on
now for the mental health board.
Yeah.
Four-year term.
How often do you guys get together?
Today I have my first meeting. The governor appointed me on a 4-year term, so I'm doing that for mental health.
Wow, that's 4 years, huh?
4-year term, doing that. I'm doing overhead door, doing that.
Yep.
Doing the dances every 2 weeks, doing that.
What's the dances?
For disabilities, for all the handicapped people.
Is it like a big dance where everyone
Yeah, for
gets
all the
together
disability
and hangs out?
people from Marion County, and doing that.
Are you still going to the transit meetings too?
Doing that.
You're pretty proactive.
Yes,
with transit,
I'm doing that.
So Does it look like, and to get away from wrestling for a minute, sorry guys.
I'm trying to bring Sunday service back, or Saturday service.
Saturday
I'm working
service?
on
Yeah,
that.
I was going to ask you about that. Is there any chance of them getting bus service on the weekend?
I'm working on it right now.
I mean,
to the legislature.
I'm one of those folks that it's easy to take it for granted because I drive, so it doesn't have an impact on me. But I think most of us who do drive forget that if there's no weekend service, folks who don't drive, you don't go anywhere for the weekend. You're stuck
but
until Monday.
or you can't. You get hurt or something.
Yeah.
You got to walk through the hospital.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. How would you get transportation for anything? So.
Yeah. We only one in the nation don't have Saturday service.
Really?
Every county in the state of Oregon got that. We don't.
Wonder what that is. I mean, do you think it's just a problem with? Are they not collecting enough taxes to fund it? Or are there not enough people writing? What are the factors that cause that?
The county, the board members don't want it. They think it's not making enough money.
Oh,
Bring in.
Well, that's the thing with public transportation, though. Does it?
We had wrestling here. That's Grand Theater.
Yeah.
We had bus service there.
So back in those days, you could get the bus down here
and
catch
to watch
a show
wrestling.
And go home. Okay. Wow.
Then Saturday, you had to walk home after the match is over.
You'd have to walk here and walk home. How are you getting around to those shows then? Do you have someone give you a ride?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was going to say I don't want you having to walk all the way home.
No, I got a couple of wrestlers who asked me to bring me home too. I didn't ask for that.
That's cool because I don't want you having to do all that, dude. That's no fun. I mean,
I'm happy what I'm doing. And I wish everybody happy.
If you're seeing this, happy holidays, everybody. We
yes,
got New Year's, Christmas.
Nice Christmas and a Happy New Year.
There's Hanukkah, there's Ramadan, there's Kwanzaa. Look at all these holidays happening about the same time.
Oh, Saturday is the Christmas parade at Kaiser.
Oh, is that the Festival of Lights parade? Kaiser's doing theirs?
This Saturday.
That used to be in Salem, and I miss it so much.
I'm bringing that back, too. I'm working on that.
I used to go right by the Capitol. We used to film that live.
When
it was in Salem, we would film it live right where it came by the county commission.
I'm working out with county commissioners on that. And I'm working with the mayor of Kaiser, the new one, if we can get all that back.
Well, I don't know. It's a big one for Kaiser.
I think I can get it. Well, I'm pretty known.
Well, all right. Well, if you can work it, David, I'd love to have that parade.
And I'm going to get wrestling here every 2 weeks. I'm working out a deal with that.
Oh, instead of monthly, every 2 weeks something? Did you get to talk to Jeff Morty at the show? Did you guys hang out and talk during intermission? How busy has he been?
He's really booked.
Yeah, because he's doing the shows in California, his stuff here. They're doing Portland shows.
And he went to Japan. Got a guy from Japan.
Wow, he had a guy from Japan wrestling. Wow.
And he knows me too. He said hi.
Was the guy pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah, those Japanese guys. It's a different style. It's kind of like a mix between our style and lucha libre. The lucha style comes from Mexico, where it's high flying.
Yeah.
And ours is more of like a power, old school style, and Japan's kind of a mix of it. They have like a strong style they do where they really trade a lot of. It's more of a grudge match when they wrestle mixed with the high flying. So nice.
I'm trying to told Jeff if we can get the midgets coming, and he's working out a deal on that too.
You know who I miss? Little Nasty Boy.
I'm working on that.
Do you remember Little Nasty?
Yes.
Little Nasty, and he was strong. Little Nasty was he is very strong man. Like he could pick up any of the full-size wrestlers and slam them, bam, no problem. Like he was a strong dude. He's actually wasn't all that short either. I mean, he's so small, but he wasn't tiny, but he was.
Guess who else I run into at the fair, the wrestling?
Who'd you run into?
Kurt Mustager.
Who?
Kurt Mustager used to wrestle with Grand Theater.
Who is he? One of the old school guys?
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He goes to matches and he watches wrestling.
Is he quite a bit older now?
Yeah.
Wow.
He don't wrestle anymore. He just come to watch.
How about the Grappler? Was the Grappler there?
He likes me.
The Grappler's actually a heck of a nice fella.
And he got her own food thing.
Oh, nice. He used to work for Rowdy Roddy Piper's
transmission
shop. He ran Rowdy Roddy Piper's transmission shop. So
yep, he still does that.
Yeah, I have to invite one of our friends, Dan Dalkey, in sometime because he would totally be on the show. Dan would totally. Oh, the Young Bloods. Oh man, and
they're coming back too.
They're coming back. I remember Billy Two Eagles was another big name at the time.
He works at the Capitol.
Oh, really?
He's a janitor.
He works over at the Capitol?
I didn't know that. He saw me and he likes my show.
It was Billy?
Yeah.
It was Billy?
Yeah.
Wow.
He works at the Capitol. He likes my show.
He's he was a great wrestler all around, man. Good high flyer. He really tied into that era of Superfly Jimmy Snuka and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That was kind of, Billy Two Eagles was our high flying native wrestler who tore it up. So
I told Jeff if we could get Mike Miller back, and he's working on a deal on that too.
He came to one of the shows, and it was good to see Mean Mike Miller. He was a great. Do you think he was really from the South? Because they said he was from like Louisiana.
Yeah,
or something.
Louisiana.
Was he a Southern guy? Because he sounded like it when he talked.
I'm working
he
at
talk and he sounded like a Southern
I'm trying
guy.
to get Jeff if we can get stars from WWF here.
Well, it'd be cool. He has to pay money to get him. So.
He got James Snake here. I asked him to get
Jake the Snake
I got him here.
That's too awesome. Jake came to town, right?
I asked him to get him here, and he got him.
Yeah, that's if you guys are kind of in the know on wrestling, that's an infamous character. Great wrestler, and an maybe even more infamous personal life.
And and the other thing I'm working on, I'm working on get Sting here.
He's I saw him in a movie not too long ago on Netflix. It was some low budget movie, and it had Brian Bosworth as the main bad guy, and Sting was like his henchman. And then him and Bosworth got in a fight, and the guy killed Sting. And I was like, don't get me wrong, I like sports, but Brian Bosworth wouldn't beat up Sting. Sting would wail on Brian Bosworth. But he wasn't Sting. He was just some biker goon guy, you know. But they got in a big fight, and Bosworth killed him. And I was like, okay, I'm done watching this. It was low budget, anyways. But I was like, dude, it's Sting, man. If there's a wrestler in a movie, I don't want to see him get punked out by an NFL guy. No, nothing against the NFL, but you know, I'm just saying, I got to represent. It's got to be the wrestlers.
What I want to do is bring all the professional wrestlers here around the world.
Well,
bring them in.
That would be cool.
I'm trying to. I'm working on it. I'm getting them here.
Like you and I talked about a senior thing too, where we could bring in the old school Portland wrestlers and do a meet and greet. I would be there so quick if I could meet Billy Jack Haynes all over again, Rip the Crippler Oliver. You know, some of them are gone. Playboy Buddy Rose ain't coming back. He's gone now.
He's gone.
And I actually got to meet him. I think I told you about that. That was way cool. That whole locker room, that was a PNPW show up in Milwaukee, the Pacific Northwest Pro Wrestling. It's the show I used to make back before I had a job here. He came and did a show, and that whole crowd was lit up. Everybody freaked over Playboy. But if you knew Playboy Buddy Rose, he did himself up as like a pretty boy, but he was actually a really big guy.
He used to live in Las Vegas.
Did he? So when he came to the ring, what I loved was he would be wearing this robe, and he'd come to the ring with his hair, and they'd go weighing in at, and they'd go to say his weight, and he'd go over and whisper to the announcer, and he'd go, weighing in at a lean 210 pounds to Playboy Buddy Rose, and then he'd take his robe off, and he was this big fat guy, and the whole crowd would just turn on him. That was his thing. Like, he knew so easily how to get a crowd turned after him. I loved it. So that was a wild night. Like, everybody, even the main guys like Thunder and CC Poison.
He's still around. Thunder is still around.
Yeah,
he lives in Milwaukee.
He's my buddy on Facebook, so he posts
And he
a lot.
said he wants to be on my show too.
It would be great to get Thunder on the show. He had been laid up for a while. He had the surgery. I think he had shoulder surgery.
Yeah, he
had
did.
Torn like a pectoral muscle. He was banged up, but he's always been banged up. He's a tough guy, so he's.
A lot of wrestlers knows me and they like my show, so I'm doing something good.
Oh yeah, man. Well, we just gotta entertain him and talk about wrestling.
And I need a assistant woman on my show.
Well, everybody wants a woman on their show. Don't get me wrong, Dave. The hard part's finding a woman to be on the show.
We need
It's tricky because guys kind of get into the wrestling, and we've been to shows though. Women do like wrestling, okay?
Yes, women do like it.
They cheer for the young guys that are really handsome. So like the young guys come out that are handsome, and the ladies get all into it. Yay! And then when a big bad guy ogre dude beats them up, they do not like that one bit. They yell and they scream and they get really irate, and it's kind of funny. But,
yes.
So that's kind of the thing is finding a host or a guest host would probably be at that show.
Yeah.
Where you could go, hey, do you want to, or ask.
I've been asking people.
Ask Jeff if they will make an announcement in the ring and do a bit. Ask Jeff that. Just say, here's the thing. I've got my show on CZTV. And I'm looking for a co-host, maybe a gal, and because you know how they do the intermission and they say things before the show starts. See if he can get G-Shock to go, and just so everybody who knows, in the crowd is David Beem. He has a show called WrestleTalk with David Beem on CCTV, and he's looking for a female co-host for the show. and talk to him during intermission
Yeah.
and find out. See if Jeff would do that. If he would do that, someone would probably come up and go, "Yeah, I'll be on your show." It might be kind of a character though. So you know that crowd. There's
Yeah.
some characters in that crowd.
Oh yeah, a lot
so
of them.
you might have to kind of go, well, let them get their information and see and talk to them, or maybe we'd have them come by and show them what we do so they understand what we're all about. But just for fun, that would be so awesome if he did that. Oh my gosh, that would be the best, David. So
That's what I want for Christmas. I have my own assistant.
what do you have cooking for the holidays this year? You hanging
I'm
out
gonna.
with
Well, my
family?
brother's going to go on a vacation. Him and his wife's going to Idaho. I'm
wow.
going to let him go do Idaho. Spend time with my other brother.
Oh, how many brothers do you have?
I got Sandy and Michael. He lives in Idaho.
Oh, so one brother here is going to visit the brother in Idaho.
Yeah.
And are you going to be okay?
I'm going to
around the
stay
holidays?
home
You
and
gonna-
work on my stuff. What I need to be done for the first year.
All right. How about the new year? What are you looking forward to?
Have this show full time.
I do look forward to this show too. So we'll grow this show as time goes on. We'll do more stuff. We'll do some.
But
cool
I
things.
want. But I can't get Santa Claus. That's okay.
Yeah, I had a possible Santa lined up, but it fell through, Dave. I was gonna try
That's
and
fine.
surprise you, but I was like, it didn't line up.
That's okay. I already saw Santa Claus.
Now here's something you might not know. 2 Saturdays from now, from 1 to 3. I think it's Saturday the 20th, but I might not be right. It's a Saturday. It's 2 Saturdays from today, which is the 10th. 10 days, I believe, from now. So, anyways, in a couple Saturdays from 1 to 3, we do a show called Talk to Santa, and it's for all the kids out there between 1 and 3. If you call CCTV, you can talk to Santa Claus and give him your Christmas request. You can go, Santa, I need me a dozen of them PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones. I can't guarantee he's going to give that to you, but you can try. I say aim high and see what happens from there. But the number for that is 503-588-6444. Now I'm going to put the graphic up. So while I'm talking, I'm going like this, so I'll remember to put the graphic up. Boom, boom, boom. But it's
And you want to talk about me?
Santa. Well, what I want to know, Dave, is will you call Santa?
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Will you call in? I'll give you the number.
Okay, and
I
I want.
want you to call in and go, I'm David Beem, and all I want for Christmas is a female guest host for
On my
WrestleTalk
show.
with David Beem. It'll be
That's
awesome.
it.
It'll be really fun. So you will call. I'll give you.
Yes.
I'm going to write it down for you after the show because I want to hear me some David Beem on a live Talk to Santa
Yes.
show. It'll be awesome. I call in and I work here. I still call in and talk to Santa. It's Santa Claus. I'm like, Santa.
That's all I want.
I want peace on earth and for everyone to have what they need.
I want to have the fans understand you can come in and watch my show anytime. You come in the
Yeah.
studio, do any kind of work you want to talk about, wrestling talk, or you want to learn how to do any filming or what, you can do that too here.
Yeah, it could be that this is just a training experience. Right now, I did studio class last night, and this show is being directed by 2 of our students, which is very cool.
I didn't know they were going to do it.
They direct. I have one person directing, one person doing audio, and they switch, so they both learn how to do both. So you could get involved if you want to learn how to make a show. Maybe WrestleTalk with David Beem is one of the ones you can come in, help out on. You get the experience you need, and then you do a show of your own. I'm using my hands a lot.
Yes, you can.
I'm talking with my hands, Dave. So for the new year, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'm looking forward to getting more people to come in and do more shows. So I really want to grow this. What we're doing, what we have for shows, I would love to at least double what we have for shows right now. I want more people out there coming in and making shows. I wouldn't mind getting some more wrestling shows back on the air again. I don't think Jeff...
He said he wants to do it, but I have to work with the box commission to do that.
I don't know if he's turning shows in, but there's other shows happening out there. So I was always greedy. I wanted a couple of
WA
wrestling.
wants to do one.
Yeah.
WC wants to do one.
You said there was somebody in Oregon City, too.
Yes.
You know what promotion that is?
You got his number.
Was that Pacific Northwest
Yeah.
Pro Wrestling?
Yes.
Is it those guys? Cause,
You got the number.
Yeah, you gave me the one promoter's number. Was his name Terry?
Terry, he does that in
Terry.
Vancouver.
He's a Portland, Vancouver, Oregon City
Yeah, he
guy.
does that for wrestlers.
Because I remember way...
Terry said he would do one with us.
All right. That's cool. That's
So
pretty
I
awesome.
him and Jeff worked out that idea for me. He did.
We've only got a few minutes left. Is there any family members out there you want to wish happy holidays and Christmas wishes to that are out there?
My brother Sandy at Overhead Door. Merry Christmas. Penny over at the overhead door family. Angie, overhead door. I wish you a happy New Year's.
Thanks. I appreciate that, David. I wish
And I
you-
wish my crew happy Christmas.
Yeah, for our awesome volunteer crew. There they are. We're getting waved to by them right now. You don't know that in TV land, but that was a volunteer training moment.
And I'd like to have more crew. Do you want to help me out on my stuff? You can.
Yeah.
Come in, call the station. You can be one to be on my crew, or be my guest.
That's awesome. What I'll also put up right now is my email address, arlen@cctvsalem.org. And when I put that up, it's if you want to get involved. You will learn how to make a show. You want to volunteer for this show.
I really want to volunteer.
You shoot me an email, I'll go, yes, here's how you can get involved.
Any wrestlers want to be on my show,
Yes.
please call in.
We want wrestlers for
We
sure.
need them
If
really
if
bad.
you
We need
wrestle-
wrestlers here.
if-
Jeff Manning said he wants to do it here.
If
So
you-
would
yeah.
you do that?
If you've ever dropped an elbow on another human being, we would love to have you on the show.
And
to
please
talk
watch
about
the
that.
wrestling show. Come to the Northwest,
Yeah.
the school, and
There's-
watch wrestling in the Northwest.
Yeah.
This is a good show. Wrestling talk and professional wrestlers. You can meet them and talk to them.
All right. So, David, quick
And
question.
Merry Christmas for everybody
Yeah,
in
Merry
Northwest.
Christmas. Here's a big wrestling question. What is your favorite finishing move? If you could have any one finishing move to finish off your opponent, what would it be, David Beem? What would it be? Your own personal finisher. I know this is hard because this is big. I think of all the
The
finishers.
wrestlers in the Northwest, be happy for the Northwest and down.
So it'd be an elbow drop.
Elbow
it would be
drop.
off of the top turnbuckle.
Right.
So you'd say happy holidays, take
For
it easy
everybody.
everybody, and then you drop, the
Drop my
elbow.
elbow.
The elbow drop. I love it. You can never beat dropping the elbow, right?
Right on Christmas.
I want a shirt that just says drop the elbow. I mean, it explains, it's a metaphor for
And
life.
I want, only thing I want to do, have
Yeah.
a guest be on my show, have a shirt that says Wrestling Talk.
Oh, a WrestleTalk shirt would be awesome. Let's see what I can do when we get into this new year, because we had also talked about getting you business cards made, so you can hand those out and go, hi, my name's David Beem.
And
my
you
show's
can
called
call this-
WrestleTalk with David Beem.
And what time and when it,
Yeah, and play times and, contact info, and I think it'd be cool. Do you have internet? Are you able to do email and internets at all?
I just got my phone, people
your-
call in.
I wonder, can you get texts on your phone, or is yours a phone call only phone?
Only phone call.
Okay. Because I'll try and think of a way for people to be able to contact you.
No,
too,
you can
in an
leave
easy
a
way.
note here.
Well, they could go through me, but I always
Yeah.
wanted you to get that feedback directly, because it feels special when you hear it, but I just don't want people ringing your phone if you don't know who they are.
I got people in Atlanta, Georgia call me wrestlers.
Man, Atlanta. There's a traditional, that's WCW.
And I've been
That's,
talking about my show too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hope they still have that stuff happening in the South. I'm sure they do. I'm sure the little shows are happening all over.
Vince the
country,
Man,
so-
he likes my show. Vince the Man, he
right.
called me.
Well, we're getting down to about 20 seconds. I don't know, shall we wrap it up? I want to get a pound from you. It's always the best having you on here, David. Thank you for allowing me to be it's okay. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Thanks
you're
for
my
allowing me to
guest.
be a guest. And I appreciate it, man. I had a good time. If you guys want to go to the wide, we will say goodbye. And that should be V2. I wonder if it'll work.
And wish everybody a happy Christmas.
Yeah, and a happy holidays to everybody out there. All right, we're going to head out. Take it easy, you guys.
Have a nice Christmas, everybody in the Northwest.
All right, take care, guys.
Bye.